You could change your entire life just by cutting out junk food, as this both changed me physically, getting me in the best shape ever, and mentally. And in this video, I'm going to explain why you need to cut out junk food, how you can do it without feeling restricted and miserable. But first, I'm going to explain what my life was like before I cut out junk food. As I remember walking into my kitchen one day and my brother and my mum were sitting there. They looked at me, I didn't have a top on at the time, and they both sort of laughed at me in a way, not in a mean way, but they laughed at me. They looked at me and they were like, Keto, you're looking a bit chubby, your belly's sticking out a bit. As at the time, I was actually going gym about 6 to 7 days a week. I was training hard. But the problem was, I was just eating so much bad food. Every day I was eating pizzas. I'd go to Greggs, which is like a bakery, and I'd just buy some cakes and I'd eat them every single day. I was always eating junk food. And I did this just because I liked the foods and I liked to stuff my face with them. But it didn't help me at all. Instead, it made me look awful. As for one problem I had at that time is I didn't know how bad junk food was for me. I was very ignorant and it was normal to eat junk food. Everyone around me, everyone you know probably, eats junk food. And so it seemed normal. But later on, I found out why it was so bad for me. As cutting out junk food, you can go from literally an average physique to a movie star physique. As I remember one summer, about July, probably about 6, 7 months ago, I was standing in my garden. It was a really sunny day. It was beautiful. And I was standing there topless and I was just looking on my phone. I had my tripod and I was looking at my physique. I saw abs for the first time. I saw my shoulders sticking out. I saw biceps. I felt I was in brilliant shape. And I was so happy because of this. As probably for the last 4 or 5 months, I cut out junk food. I really tried to stop eating it. I struggled a lot. I still ate loads of bad food. But it got better and better and better. And here, I generally got the physique I wanted and I always dreamed of having. And this was all because I understand what processed food and junk food was. As processed food, which is basically the same as junk food, is any food that has been altered from its natural state. So it's like how potatoes get turned into McDonald's fries, or it's like how wheat gets turned into bread. These foods have been taken from their natural state and changed into something else. And it's not good for us at all. As some, if you have homemade bread that was just made by wheat, flour, sugar, water, whatever they use for bread. But this is not how it is from a shop. Instead, they have wheat, flour, then they have all these different oils that were used in factories. Then they have loads of sugar in it. Then they have all these different additives to make it last longer. And it becomes a very unnatural food. And this has so many negatives. Things like blood sugar spikes, where you consume so much sugar, so your blood sugar will spike up, and then it will drop and it will crash down. This means you have this energy for 10 minutes, and then you have this massive crash, and you feel so tired. Weight gain is another one, as you've probably had it yourself. When you eat something like crisps, which you can eat pack after pack in a pack, and you just eat and eat and eat all these crisps. This is because they have no nutritional value. So it's easy to gain weight. As when we eat processed food, we can eat so much of it. You probably eat a pizza. You can eat a massive pizza that you shouldn't be able to eat because of this processed food. And as well as all of this, probably the worst part about it is it's just so addictive. You can't stop yourself. Once you eat one biscuit, you want to eat another and another and another. And we just go all day long. And I remember hearing of all these side effects and all these bad things that happen when we eat processed food. And I was standing in my kitchen right here and I was looking through all these different cupboards and I was trying to work out what foods are actually good for me. As I was checking each cupboard, I started to realize I don't know what foods I can eat and what foods I can have. And this gave me quite a lot of I felt bad, I felt guilty, I had this anxiety because I wanted to eat a healthy diet, but I didn't know how. I was just checking all the cupboards, not knowing what to eat. And that's all because I just didn't understand. And here I'm going to help you understand what food you actually need to eat. As junk food is one of the most addicting things in the whole entire world. If you can cut it out, you can get a top 1% physique. And the foods that I want you to be eating and the diet we can follow is a flesh and fruit diet. This is where we eat all natural, healthy foods. And as you can imagine, flesh is first your meats. So you eat beef, chicken, eggs, pork, any meats you want. You consume as much meat as you want each day. And then we can also eat our fruits. So your bananas, apples, blueberries, cucumbers, all of this different stuff. And you can eat as much as that as you want as well. So when you have this real craving to sweet tooth, you really want to eat some junk food. Instead, I want you to just eat a lot of fruit. Eat a lot of blueberries, a lot of strawberries, and it will start to cure and stop the craving of junk food and all the processed foods. And using this, we can fill ourselves up, we can build muscle, we can get in such better shape because of this. As when I started to eat whole foods, I started to lose the fat that was on my body and gain the muscle, get in better and better shape. And I did this without tracking calories, without doing my macros, without planning everything out. Instead, it was easy and it was just effortless to do. But the problem is we can't just instantly swap our diets. So you can't just go from this processed food diet that we're eating now and just instantly swap it for this flesh and fruit diet. Instead, we have to make this slow transition, which does take time, but it's going to work so well. So what I want you to do is have your diet that you have now. You may be eating cereal for breakfast, pasta for lunch, pizza for dinner, and maybe you have like a cake for dessert. And what I want you to do with this diet is you slowly integrate these healthy flesh and fruit foods into the diet. So for breakfast, still eat the cereal, but before you eat the cereal, I want you to eat some eggs. So you have maybe 2 eggs and then you eat the cereal. Then for lunch, you can still have the pasta, but before it, have some chicken. So you have some chicken, then you have the pasta. Same for dinner, have some mince and then have your pizza. And with time, start to add more and more healthy foods into it. So more meat, more fruit. And with time, you'll eat less processed food. And this will be a natural thing. As your body can only take so much food, you can't eat food all day long. So you having more and more healthy food means you eat less and less processed food. And if we can do this, we start to actually have a good diet, start to become healthier, and we start to get good skin, better shape, and we feel amazing. But unfortunately, you could do everything that I show you here, but you actually still never make progress and cut out junk food. And this is because your daily habits, what you do each day, is a very important factor. So in this video here, I break down exactly what to do each day and a daily routine you can follow.